Turning now to another high-profile dismissal in the Trump administration, this time at the National Security Agency. President Trump yesterday ousted General Timothy Haugh, the agency's director, and his deputy, Wendy Noble, two career public servants who've served under Republicans and Democrats with no clear rationale. Haugh is also the head of U.S. Cyber Command. However, on social media, right-wing conspiracy theorist Laura Loomer, who met with the president in the Oval Office Wednesday, took credit, claiming Haugh and Noble were disloyal to the president due to their ties to the Biden administration. Democrats on Capitol Hill are irate over the firing, with Senate Intelligence Committee Vice Chair Mark Warner calling it, quote, astonishing. NBC News senior national security correspondent Courtney Kube is at the Pentagon with more on all of this. So, Court, let's just start big picture. What does the National Security Agency do? What's the significance and what are the implications of this firing?
Yes, so Kristen, this is one of the intelligence agencies for the United States, and it's basically focused on signals intelligence, what's usually called SIGINT. Basically, they collect, they analyze, and they process signals intelligence. Mainly, we're talking about intercepts, so communications that are going back and forth, and they do that for the intelligence community writ large. It's a critical part of the intelligence community. Why this is so important is that, number one, this was done very quietly, without a whole lot of notice, and there's absolutely no reason that we have heard so far for why General Haugh and Ms. Noble were fired from their positions yesterday. As you mentioned, Laura Loomer, the right-wing conspiracy theorist, has claimed credit for this after a meeting with President Trump this week in the Oval Office for reportedly about 30 minutes. But here at the Pentagon, Kristen, and across the IC, as the intelligence community, as we've been asking these questions, we cannot get a real answer for why these two career intelligence officials were let go from their positions. General Haugh just became the NSA. It's a dual-hatted job, the National Security Agency and U.S. Cyber Command. He took over in February of 2024, just over a year ago. Wendy Noble, but I should say he's been in the Air Force, primarily in intelligence and cyber, for the last 30-plus years. Wendy Noble has been at NSA. She's a career official. She's been there since 1987. Kristen, this is the kind of person who generally the intelligence community loves to see rise through the ranks, meaning they love when someone who comes in young, starts out, stays with the agency, makes it up to leadership. We have no real reason at this point for why either was fired.
You know, it's so interesting, Court, because Laura Loomer is someone during the campaign who came under a lot of scrutiny from the president's own allies, who said she's a conspiracy theorist, she shouldn't be near then candidate, former President Donald Trump. Now that he is serving his second term, you have to imagine his allies aren't too comfortable with her holding an Oval Office meeting. What are you learning, if anything, about what happened at that meeting?
Whether they're comfortable with it or not, Kristen, the reality is it appears in this case she had a tremendous amount of sway here. We know that multiple National Security Council officials were fired after her visit. We know that these two were fired. Again, we still don't know for sure that it was directly involved. All we have is her social media postings, and we don't have anyone in the White House who's pushing back on her assertions that her meeting was what made the difference here. She's making claims about that these are individuals who are disloyal. Again, General Haugh, Wendy Noble, the heads of the National Security Agency, are career officials. They have served both parties. They have served in various locations around, and for General Haugh at least, around the world in intelligence and cyber. There has never been any case of allegations of partisan behavior by him, at least. And Ms. Noble was a career official at the NSA.
All right, Courtney, thank you so much for your reporting, as always. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.